Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, today, as a 25-year-old who has not achieved much in her life and is still struggling to figure out life, is here with certain lessons that she has learned in this 25 years of her life. My life is not easy, and so the lessons were also like very deep. And it's like, not anyone has told me this, but my life experience taught me this. So let's begin. So first lesson that I learned was that you cannot save people by sacrificing yourself. Like it's also similar to you cannot change people because if the person itself is unwilling to change themselves, you do anything, the person will not change. And it is not only restricted to love partners, but also friends, family, and every other person whom you are trying to change by sacrificing your own self. So please, after a certain point, when you think that you have done enough and now it is actually causing you a lot of self sacrifice and it is actually hurting your self respect and your own self worth, right there and then stop, because no one is more important than you. And the people and the person who will actually help you, love you, do it, will do it regardless of anything, whether you sacrifice your life or not. So please stop sacrificing yourself to just change some people behaviors or attitude towards you. Next one that I learned, and this is something which we, like, I personally learned it in a harder way, because we are wired to think that pain is equals to weakness. So if you are too emotional, too sort of aware of your pain, it is said that you are too weak. But the second lesson that I learned is that pain does not mean you are weak, it means you are awake, because you are very aware of your own emotions. You know when you are feeling what. And so stop letting people tell you that, oh, you're too emotional, oh, you are actually feeling too many things, oh, this is such a little thing, just forget about it. No, like, the people wants us to numb our feeling and just go and be in the world as everyone else, just pretending to be happy. But if you're someone who has gone through a lot of painful cycles in life and you have that emotional ability and awareness to handle that, to be with that, and to heal from that all alone, kudos to you. So, yes, pain does not mean you are weak. It means you are awake, you are aware, you are very much connected and attuned to yourself, which I tell you, most of the people are just not in this today's world. Third thing which I learned again harder way is that escaping into dream is soothing, but presence is power. Like sitting and daydreaming and visualizing about the life that you actually want, that you actually want to live, it gives us so much of satisfaction and a good feeling, and so much of sort of a magical feeling. But it's only temporary, because once you just get out of that zone of dreaming and visualizing your own life and you come back to your reality, the high that you got from dreaming it, the crash is more of much as compared to the high you got. So it's okay to take a time to schedule a time, like, of a day, like, say, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, dream about your life, journal about your dream life, visualize it, but keep it restricted to only that, because the more you dream of that all throughout the day, that is actually preventing you to actually take the actions that will actually lead you to the life that you are dreaming. So yes, escaping is not a good idea in your dream life. Rather, set a time, visualize it, dream about it, journal it, whatever you want to, and then come back to your present moment, because present the present time is the most powerful time, as I've always heard, because what we do now compounds to what it makes us in the future. The next thing that I have learned about myself is that fear often appears right before alignment. So, anytime you get to do something new, which you really want to, the first thing that comes up is, fear. Also, there is this book like 101 essay. Even there, it is say that if something you really want from your heart, and it is for the first time that you're doing it, the very first instinct that comes is fear. And if fear is coming, then you should know that you're on the right path, because that fear is actually the signal that you should go for that particular thing, for that particular life, for that particular career, for that particular person. So yes, fear often comes right before your alignment, like before the alignment of your present self and your future self. So do not fear your fears. And with that, I will also say that it's not the fear, because we are fearful about so many things, but not all of it is in alignment with the life that we want. So when you have fear and a same amount of excitement within you, but the fear somehow takes over, that is the thing that you know that you are in the right position. The next lesson that I learned over this years is that healing is quiet, not dramatic. So you have heard about lot about healing and all of this stuff all around the internet. But what I felt through my journey till date is that healing is something which is very quiet, very subtle, and it's not dramatic, like just crying over things and just showing it off. Like the people who are actually healing from within, they will understand that they are quietly doing so. Even if you cry, it's like the emotional purging of your stuff. And crying is just one component of healing, I believe, and it has a lot to do with the everyday task, everyday life that you are living around. So, yes, healing is not like a huge magical thing that appears in your life and it's like for a period of time and it's gone. I feel healing is a lifelong journey, and it's very quiet, very subtle, and it keeps on happening within you once you certainly take action, dedicated action towards it. Like you are very much committed to that and not just dramatically showing it off that, oh, I'm see healing from this and that. And I truly believe that the people who are actually trying to heal themselves, trying to be the better version of themselves, they're actually quiet workers. They're just quietly doing their work, and they're getting where they are wanting themselves to be in. So the next lesson that I learned is that you do not need external permission to become who you are. And this is very true of the people who have been a certain way all their life. Like, if I tell myself about, I've been a very introverted, shy type of a girl all my life, but then my life experiences and the situations that I have been through in general in my life has pushed me to be an extroverted version of me and also to have a voice of my own self. So, the first time when I, you know, raised my own voice or wanted something for my own self, the first thing which I felt was guilty of myself, that this was not me, this is not me, this is very new version of me, and how will people accept it and all of those things. But eventually I learned that you do not actually need any external permission to be who you are and to actually change your identity. It's just the internal thing. When you are internally aware and you want it to happen to yourself, you will do it. And for that, sometimes you might feel that if some external permission comes, because see, like when you are growing in your life and you are doing something which is good for you, and people can actually see that you are doing good for yourself, they will be always trying to stop you. So the external permissions will actually stop you from living the life you want, from becoming the dream version of yourself that you are. So internally, if you know you are correct, you are right, you have become the best self of yourself without hurting anyone, without being mean to anyone, without compromising your self-worth and self-respect, I think you are on the right path. So you do not need any external permission to become who you are at any point of your life. And that's the thing I learned in my life till late, and I'm still learning it because sometimes I just go into that external permission circle, but then again I try to pull myself out. The next lesson that I learned is something which I have always seen, always heard of, and this is very true, that discipline. So the next thing that is something which we have all heard all around the time, and that is discipline is kinder than motivation. So, like, motivation can take you two steps forward, but it can also take you like six steps backward. But discipline, that is consistency of doing a very regular, boring stuff every day, will take you to places which I don't think motivation will actually take you. So this is what I am guilty about my own self, that I have been through, this motivational videos and motivational quotes all my life, and I was just motivated to do a certain thing after seeing a motivational video or listening a motivational song, but the dip was very fast. But when I was disciplined that I have to do, suppose, let's say I just have to walk 5,000 steps every day, just 5,000 every day, and it actually builds a muscle, and that is what discipline does. That if you are doing it for like straight 3 4 days, on the fifth day you will notice that the brain actually makes you do that. Even if you're tired, if you're bored, if you're even if you are like trying to avoid it, but your brain actually pushes you to walk that 5,000 step, and that is what discipline does. So discipline might be a bit rude, might be a bit grueling, and might be a bit harsh, but in the long run you will see that discipline is always kinder than motivation, because motivation is like that temporary dopamine hit, but discipline is like that permanent best friend of yours, that asks you to give your best, but it is also there to always uplift you to your best self. Next thing which I learned is that loneliness, being alone, okay, does not mean you are unlovable. So now there's this difference, okay? Like, lonely is a different thing and alone is a different thing. Lonely is something which comes with a lot of like medical sort of things. But I feel alone is something when you are actually choosing yourself to be alone, and you are actually shedding away your old pattern. So, like, being alone does not mean you are unlovable. It means that you are in the transition phase. You have tried to actually willingly do this to yourself, that you are not connecting to anything which is not benefiting you, because you have worked upon yourself, and you know that you cannot now settle for less. So in that period it might feel that you are very, like, in that transition phase, it might feel that you are very alone. There is no one to actually love you and all, in terms of like every way, like friends and romantic partner and all. But let me tell you that it is a phase, and it will pass, and it doesn't mean that you are unlovable or unworthy of love and unworthy of all the things that you have dreamt for yourself. But it's just a phase, and you have initiated that. So when you know what's the best for you, and you're choosing yourself to keep yourself in that alone time zone, embrace it, and you never know that when this alone period ends and you're actually living the life that you have always wanted to with other people around. So the next thing that I've learned is, this one is a bit like, I feel, is something which people who have gone through a lot at an early age have always had a complain about it. Same with me, but it comes with certain life lesson, and that is, being responsible early on in life ages you but also sharpens your wisdom. Like, I can tell it from my personal experience that I never wanted to grow up so early on. I never wanted to be so mature enough to do all the things so early on in my life. Like, everyone loves to be a little kid and taken care of, right? But sometimes your life just stammers you with so many things, so many experiences, situation that you do not have any other chance but to be responsible. So sometimes at the age of 25, I feel that I have already become 60 because of all the works that I have to do all around. But yes, I've also come with this lesson that, you know, responsibilities early on life makes you age a bit, like you become like a lot mature than your other peer groups and people of like same age. But it also sharpens your wisdom, it also makes you so much independent of your own self, it makes you wise in so many ways. And if you have gone through that phase, you will know by yourself that even though we complain that why do I have to do all of this alone, and why at a little age I have to do all these things, and people of my age are just enjoying their life. But on the contrary, on the other hand, you will see I've also become so much independent of your own self, and you have become so much wise in this process. So, a bitter one, but a good one, I guess. And the last one that I have learned till date of my this 25 years of living on earth is that for me, I've learned that peace is the real success. Like, you can have a room full of people, you could have a, like, bank full of balance and like all the expensive stuffs and all the other things. But if you do not have that peace that comes from within, you actually, like, I personally think so that this is the actual real success for me. Like, that calm, that shantiness within me, where I am content, when I'm fulfilled, when I'm very peaceful and joyful from within. That is what is the real success for me. Like, at least what I have learned. Like, this is the true meaning of success for me. So, yes, those were, I think, 10 points that I have jotted out, what I have learned all this years of my life. And if you have any such life lessons, please do share in the comment section below. I would love to know that. And also, please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I like all the videos I make on this channel comes from like very genuine intention to help and to entertain you people. Uh, so yes, that's all about this video. Let me know how was it. Let me know if I should make such videos or not. And if you have been till this point of the video, please drop a flower emoji so that I know that people are actually watching so much, like watching till this time, and are actually connecting with me. And with that being said, do share your life lessons that you have learned in your life journey till date. And with that being said, have a very beautiful day ahead. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And see you soon. Bye. Take care.